welcome back to Musings by Nikki. Here are my recent musings. I have been working on some nature journals, and if you saw my last couple of videos, they have been around nature journal making. I was making some things for this big one over here, but I have 4 to show you today. So I have a couple of single signatures. I have a little baby one, and then I have a real big guy over here. And we're just going to flip through them. And I have used, I don't know, all kinds of random bits and pieces. So there's some stuff from Graphics Fairy. There is stuff from Paper Craftivity. There's lots of little bits and bobs from Tracy Fox's kits. I've used a lot of Tim Holtz paper, and then just stuff from my kind of craft supplies, you know, like not my craft supplies, my scrap supplies and stuff. So I've just kind of used a hodgepodge of stuff in here, but we're going to flip through them. So we'll start with the baby. And this kind of all started out of a swap that I did. We're going to put that pile of journals over there. A swap that I did. And then I just kept on. I had the nature stuff all over my desk, and I decided to just keep on going. So this little guy here, it measures 4 3/4 by 5 3/4. So it's almost a little square. It's a single signature. It's got Tim Holtz paper layered up, and then some burlap and a chipboard embellishment here with a little butterfly label and the word Field Diary. And it's all of these ties are just loose. They're coffee stained muslin, but they're all loose so that you can, you know, you don't have to have it on there. There's a few little beads. So all of the books have some beads on the signature ties. And then this one, and they're all just kind of, they're all very similar, but slightly different, have themes thematically as I went through. So this one has a front little pocket here, and there are some butterfly cards. And then I've also used Mrs. Cog's Alpine Flowers. I love that kit. So these are from, I think, one of Tracy's kits. You know what? I'm probably going to keep trying to tell you where they're from, but then honestly, like, I don't even remember where all of it's from. So a few things I do know, like these are from a Mrs. Cog's kit. These are my Peculiar Nature cards in my shop. So we've got a couple pockets here, and then we've got a little journal card in the front. And then there's some stickers. These are Tracy's field notes. This is from Susan Taylor Brown, Poppiness. These are some of her copies of Eco Dye. We've got a lot of leaf, vine trim, and lots of little mushrooms and butterflies and little, this is so far zoomed out because it's a little book, but I've got big books coming up, so I'm zoomed way out. But there's lots of little clusters in the corners of things. This is some of my polka dot stained paper, and then there's lots of tabs. So you can see in this one, it's got a bunch of tabs, and that's from a Paper Craftivity kit. Then some washi stickers of butterflies. This is from a forest, like woodland and forest book that I have. So there are some pages from that. It's a belly band with a couple of little tags behind it. Then these are some altered paper clips that I made. So it's a little pocket, and in it there is a tag that's backed with coffee stained paper, and then another one of my Peculiar Nature cards. And we'll attach that back on. It just slides on the side of the page like that. And there's another little cluster down there with the word inspiring and some graph paper. Here's a little pocket. in this pretty paper, and a couple of little pieces of ephemera. There are 60 pages in this one. Some more little collaging, a little mini tuck spot here with a library card and some butterflies. More vine. I just love this little size book. This is fun. Here's another one of those altered paper clips. And in this one, so you can move those around. You can put them anywhere, the little pockets like that. And this has got a couple tags in it. And there's another little cluster. This is some real old graph paper. Another page from that book that just looks like clouds. Some lined paper. It folds to fold out. I am recently enjoying the thought of turning my journals and writing in different directions. I just, for some reason, that I'm liking that. I also like how this folded back so you can kind of see the next couple of pages here. Go how things turn out some way that you didn't initially plan them to. Here we have two little envelopes. So those open up, and there are some of these Tracy Fox cards in there. And they are also pockets. So behind, there are a couple of tags. And these tags are from the Paper Craftivity kit. So there's a tag behind that one as well. But for the sake of time, I'm not going to pull them all out because we got to keep moving. This is the middle of the signature. Here's a belly band. And it's got the little four-way open it up thing. And then there's some note papers in there. And that tucks back there. And there's another piece of paper here. More of that cool book page that looks like clouds and the old graph paper. It's got such a great feel to it. And then another little cluster down there. More of that cool eco dye paper. And behind that, more cool eco dye, and we've got a couple of journal cards tucked in. And another little collage cluster, what have you. Another pocket with a couple pieces in. I love this paper. This paper is cool too. That's just, I came out of an old tablet that I had, and I don't even remember which one it is. Then here's another, the last of the altered paper clips, I believe. Wood note, a natural music note or song like that of a wild bird. And then here's another belly band made out of Alpine Flowers kit. And this journal card that's backed with. And then the book pages are sewn around. So here's another piece of that old book page with forest in it. You'll see that through several of the books. I think the big books have a lot of it in. Excuse me, the biggest book. Excuse me, more little collage down there. Little clusters and collages. There's some there. And then this back page, you can see the sewing through on these two pockets. This one has a little library card in, and then this tall one has a tag in it there. And then on the back page, there's another tuck spot and more alpine flower and butterfly journaling cards. So just kind of a mix and match of all of the stuff. And there's my maker's mark. So that's that sweet little one. That one, like I said, it's 60 pages and it measures 4 3/4 by 5 3/4. So we'll tie her back up. And then we'll go to, let's see, this one. So this is a single signature and it has no spine. So it's just the folded single signature. And it has Tim Holtz paper on the front, these sweet little birds on the front, birds and leaves. So this one's going to be called Birds and Leaves. Oh, this one, in case you're interested in my Etsy listings, this one will be called Field Diary for obvious reasons, right? This one will be called Birds and Leaves just because of what's on the cover. And then it's reinforced with fabric on the spine. So I've layered up the spine a couple of times just to make sure that it's good and reinforced. And it's covered with Tim Holtz paper. And then I've just made this little beaded dangly thing here. And it's just clipped on with a bulb pin on top and some twine. But I just liked the idea of having on this without a spine and having some natural beads dangling there. And the nice thing is, because it's up that high, you can flip them out of the way so that when you open your book, it's not in the way. And then there are some beads on the signature sewn in as well. This is not attached, it's just right laying there. So here's the full cover, and here's the juicy side view, right? I love stuffing junk on the sides of my books. So this one is, again, a single signature. This one measures 6 1/4 by 9 inches, and it has 48 total pages. Again, it's the same kind of mismatched, conglomeration of all of my, oops, there's a little random leaf hanging out there. And in here there are some book pages from Vintage and Animal. So these single signatures and the Field Diary one there are more like field notes. And then when we get to the big guy, the 4 signature one, that one is really kind of like more grungy and has more animals and stuff. So these are more like insects, botany, mushrooms, butterflies kind of thing. And then we'll get to the big one that's more grungy, and you'll see that I really love the way they all came out, really. So same kind of thing, lots of little spaces where there's clustering and stuff going on. This is a flip out here, and it's got a pocket with just a bunch of tags in. This is a great kit from Pink Monarch. I've also done some leaf stamping on some of the pages, and so we've got little like specimen looking stuff here. And then I've got some of this like canvas cloth, like cross between duck cloth and canvas cloth, real heavy stuff that I did some dyeing on. So you'll see some of those pieces in here as well, as like tabs and edging. So then there are some little mini pages. That's some eco dye. These are Tracy Fox. These are Tim Holtz pieces. Sari Silk and Vine Trim. And then this one is one of the seed envelopes. So that opens up, and there's a little note card in here. It goes back in so you can see it through the window. And then this one flaps up like that, and you can write on the back of there, hidden journal space underneath as well. And this has got the tags in it and just some design collage going on there. And here's some more leaf stamping, and a big pocket here with just a couple journal cards in it, and a small pocket with a little journal card that's backed with tea-dyed paper. And then here's a big pocket with this big butterfly and a little card. And this one says, "Nature is not a place to visit, it is home." Some more of Susan Taylor Brown's lovely eco dye. There's a stamp just in that square sewn space. I kind of love spaces like that too for journaling. Here's a little tag backed with paper, coffee dyed paper. Then here's a big pocket stuffed with all kinds of fun little goodies. Again, like I said, I just started going through my, nature style stuff and pulling things out, trying to, use up some stash and I had a whole bunch of nature stuff all over my desk. So this flips open and you can definitely journal there. And then there is a little mini journal card in the pocket here as well. And we've got more on this little half page here is a little fold out note card, and that just clips back on. And you can definitely journal underneath that. And oh, I did some stenciling, some like forest, I have some forest tree stencils, so I did some of that, and again more of the stamping. And this is an envelope that comes off on the other side, more sari silk, and so this pops off here, and it's a little envelope, and inside we've got a couple of goodies, a couple of things in here, just journaling cards. These are great places to, if you are using this as, you know, a journal or memory keeping, great places to stick memorabilia. This is a lovely print. I love that one. Then we've got some more. Here's another on this little half page, another little booklet. You could certainly attach some pages in there if you wanted, or it'd be a good place to put little pictures or notes. Here are a couple more big pockets, and in them are journaling cards. And same thing up here. The poetry of the earth is never dead. It's John Keats. And then there are some little clusters on the pockets as well. And then over here, so like these books are full, right? Obviously I've put tons of stuff in them. I was just having fun, and I decided at some point that I just wasn't going to edit too much. I just was enjoying putting lots of pockets and stuff and things. So I just kept going with it. Here is a piece of, it's like a reproduction piece of ephemera from a botany book. Then here is a small pocket on the front with a little tag in, and then the big pocket has this lovely copper embossed journaling card and another one of the alpine flowers. And there are little labels and things throughout. Here's another pocket, and it has a little note card in there with some embellishing done on the front. And then it flips open, and this flips up again. And this just has a variety of tags in it, and you could collage and put things on there. This has got a little Tracy Fox in there again. Some more butterfly washi, mushrooms. I love doing this little ruler next to them. It makes it look like, you know, you're measuring specimens and stuff. Although we know that these mushrooms are much larger than that. But, you know, come on now. It's the fantasy of the book, right? This flips out right here. So you've got journal space there. And then again, this pocket has 3 tags of different sizes in it, and this lovely bird image. And then on our final page here, we've got a couple of pockets. Up here we have some little bird ephemera. And then down here we have a bird and another alpine flower. So this one will be called Birds and Leaves. And that will be, like I said, this one has 48 total pages. All right, so there's that one. Then we'll look at the next, the other single signature, but this one actually I gave it a little bit of a spine. So this one has a little, it's like 3/4 inch spine, but it is one signature in here. And this one is covered with, this is not Tim Holtz paper. It's from a botanical pad that is discontinued. So sorry if you're going to ask questions. I have looked and looked and looked because I love this pad. And this comes from that same pad, but I cannot find it. It was a Hobby Lobby thing and it's discontinued. So sadly. Okay, and then this one's got beads on the signature as well. This one measures 6 1/4 by 8 3/4, and it has 60 pages. And this one will be identified as Nature because, you know, I'm super creative in how I name them. So it has this lovely, like, kind of army green, olivey green floral, and then the spine is reinforced, and it's reinforced again on the inside, and it's got book tape on the inside of all of that. So again, we're super full of stuff. There's the view of the side of this and all its little flappies and stuff sticking out glory. In the front pockets here, there's a double layer pocket. So in the front pocket, there are a couple of the animal cards, or these are from a, you know, book, a vintage animal, little animal book. And then these, I believe, are graphics fairy. And then this is a little vellum cluster down here. And in the top one, we have, I forget what book that is. It's just a reproduction piece. And then these are some large owl journaling cards, and those are from Graphics Fairy membership site. So those go in there. And then on this page, we have a big cluster backed with a bunch of burlap, and we've got a big tag. And then we've got a small pocket here, tuck spot here with a couple little pieces in it. And these are Tracy Fox Field Notes labels. I love that kit. Then this one is going to have a few of these slides in it. So I believe that there are a few of these in there. And then this is from Tracy Fox's kit as well. So these have some slides in, which are so fun to make. And then again, more of the little clusters on canvas and stuff. Lots of layering, stenciling. And then this is, it slides out of this like belly band, and it's different papers. So you can write their coffee stain on the back, but they're different types of like ledger looking paper here. And then the back one, you just slide it in. The back one slides in, and then it stays in there. Here is another little slide. It's just clipped up in here. This is more of that Susan Taylor Brown paper, eco-dyed paper, and then these are my Botanical Definition rip strips. This is a great kit. And then I've got paper leaves and little bits of burlap ribbons and things sewn in all over the place. Some washi stickers, butterfly paper. This is a large envelope, junk mail envelope, and it's hinged and it flips out to reveal this lovely fern paper. And then it's got a big collaged tag, huge collaged tag in here. Then a big collage down here. Down there, all kinds of little goodies. Some ledger paper. I love this one. It's declined. I don't know. Something was declined. Then another little cluster down here. Lots of sewing, so lots of threads. Another piece of my rip strip. And then we've got another one of those pink monarch pockets. So there's writing space on the back. And then each one of the tags is blank on the back too. So you could really do a lot of writing. It just provides lots of little spots to put, and then you can write behind it too. Lots of little spots to do some writing. More clusters. Here is another slide with some flowers in there, and a little botanical card. behind this little mushroom thing, and that's on this little half piece. And some sewing and edging. Another cluster up there. And some clustering down there. A big pocket here. And it has a page from the botanical book. And then another one of the little Tracy Fox, like, oh, I can't remember what this one is called, but it's a botanical research, you know, thing. And it's part of one of the slides kits, I believe. Anyway, here's another slide. So it's got, you can see, right? Yeah, shiny paper on there. That's not paper, that's vellum. Nope, that's not vellum. What's it called? Acetate. I knew I'd come up with it. Just give me a second for my brain to work. This is the center of the signature. So it opens up to a big tuck spot on this side, and that's got a couple of the large cards from Mrs. Coggs, so those slide in there. And then there are a couple of smaller pockets here, and they have some of these Tracy Fox sample cards in them here. Little bugs and bees. And then over here, these are Artsology, and they slide off, so the flap just slides in behind the belly bands here, so you can remove them. And then there are some cards, some journaling cards in here as well. Stinging Nettle. That's a Mrs. Coggs card there. And then this one does the same thing. And it's got burdock root and a little journaling card. And that just slides, the flap slides behind the belly band there. Oh my gosh. If my hands will participate. There we go. So those slide behind, and it's got this lovely fern paper. And like I said, there are some beads just on the bottom of the signature tie there. In this pocket, we've got another one of the slides, another one of the info cards, and one of the botanical book pages. And then it says field specimen label down there. Then we've got some more clusters and decorating, edging. Another little half pocket camera shut off for some reason, but we've got another little half page here. And in this little mushroom tuck spot pocket, we have another slide and one of Tracy Fox's cards. Little mushroom guy here. And on this clip, we have another one of those pockets with tags in and journal space on the back. And they've all been sewn around and stuff too. Then another little cluster down here in the corner. More of that same collage style. Another nice collage down here with rip strip and some random little pieces of stuff. Then we have another altered envelope, junk mail envelope with a big tag in. There. Through the window. Some butterfly paper and a washi sticker. And then behind this clip is another page of the nature book and another tag with a pocket in. And it's got, you know, journaling space on the front and back. Then we've got another one of those little notebooks that slides behind the belly band here. And it's got, you know, different little labels to make it look like you're doing field recording lab notes or something. Then we've got another little half-page pocket with some mushrooms and numbers on it. And in that pocket there is another slide and another one of the botanical info cards. I love that, little mushrooms. They look like little enoki mushrooms, which are yummy. And then on the back, we have a big belly band that I made out of the, I used my punches, my leaf punches to make some punches out, and I used the negative of those to put down on a belly band and sewed it in. And then it's got another one of the little pockets, multi-pockets in there. And on the very back page, there's a big pocket with a couple of Mrs. Cog's Alpine Flowers tags in there. And my maker's mark. So that's this one. This one, like I said, will be called Nature. And it has 60 pages, 6 1/4 by 8 3/4. All right, now hold on to your hats, because here's the big guy. So this one will be called Woodland, because Woodland. And it has 144 pages. It's 6 1/4 by 8 3/4. It has a 2 3/4 inch spine. And you guys, I made this tassel a long time ago. This was a video, like, you know, you'd have to do a deep dive to where it was a Tracy Fox design team project, and I had shrunk down the tags and Mod Podged, double-sided them and Mod Podged them to make all these little tassels with the wood beads and stuff. And I've been holding on to this one. I have been hoarding this one because I love it so much. It makes, listen to that. It makes such a cool noise. And I love the way it hangs and looks, and I have been waiting for the right journal, and I just have not wanted to give it up. But at the same time, it's just hanging there, and it needed to be used. So today is the day. So just the mere fact that you would be getting this dangle, this with the book, you know, says that I really love this book. So it is 4 signatures. She's a big guy. It's paper covered, but the spine's been reinforced a couple of different times, different ways, fabric and whatnot, just because I want to make sure that this thing is, you know, going to stand the test of time. It's also reinforced with book repair tape and everything on the inside. So this is just attached by a bulb pin, so if you did want to take it off, you could. Otherwise, again, it does flip up and out of the way when you want to work in the journal. So it does have down here on the bottom beads tied onto the signature ties, so those just kind of dangle and hang. And let's get into this big lady. Here is the side view of all of the loveliness. So like I said, this one is way more grungy, more organic. There are little twigs tied to some of the tabs here with twine. And yeah, it's just, she's lovely. And this one has more like animals and nature. So I'm calling it Woodland. It's got this lovely little collage up on front, and I just hand lettered Woodland right onto the front there. This is a little vellum image behind a frame. Tim Holtz paper. So let's open up this lady. I love how she lays out. You guys, just the feel of this, you know I love texture. So just the feel of this and all the little bits and pieces, and this soft green. This is like, it's a ribbon. You'll see it better, but it's wired, but it's like velour almost. It's like that chenille. That's the word I was looking for. Chenille. It's so, but then the little bits of twigs that I've tied on, it has such a great textural feel. Okay, I'll stop. I'm, you know, whatever. So the inside is a nice big image from a Tim Holtz pad, one of his I think it's Wildflowers is what it's called. In this very first pocket here, we've got one of the big owl cards from Graphics Fairy. And then a squirrel, the fox squirrel page. That shows you about their little nests. And then an Alpine Flowers tag. And this is from my kit. I think that might be from my Naturalist kit. And then it's got a little mushroom. Thank you, Alexandra. These came in my kit with my swap. And then there's little acorn stamps. And then here we've got just a little punch and a couple little tags on here that are just hanging tied on. This comes from my Naturalist kit. I don't even know. These tabs, I believe, are from a Tracy Fox kit. Then there are several of these little stamps that just says date, time, and location. And I figured those kind of just went with that field notesy feel. There are some little banners. More stamping. Even more like grungy sewing along the edges of things. And then that lovely green leaf punch, those are some die cuts that I also got from Alexandra. So they came at such a wonderful time because I was literally working on this nature book at the same time. All right, then we've got some of this khaki colored lace, and I had a baby wipe that I'd used to clean up a bunch of inking. And so it's got this lovely kind of olivey and foresty green hues to it. So those are in there. Here's a little half page, and it's got a pocket, a vellum pocket up top with a couple of little tags in. And a tab down here. This is more of that forest book. So this one I believe said Woodland Frogs. And then here, I did this in my previous video. We made these big frame pockets. And so if you're interested in seeing how I did that or the supplies I used for it, you can certainly go to the video right before this. And then there's collaging down on the bottom. This is some poppiness paper. And then this is that cool ribbon. It comes on a spool, but it's like chenille. And it's wired, and it's got great hand feel, and it just really works for it almost reminds me of like moss or something, you know. Here we've got a little tiny pocket, a little layered thing, and it's got some little tags and little bits of ephemera, and for the sake of time, I'm not going to pull everything out, but know that that moves, that there's little bits. Here's another little flag. This is definitely from my Naturalist kit. So it's got little tabbed journal cards on it. And those fit right into this little pocket here, like so. How wind affects a tree. So that's from that book. Tabs that have burlap and paper and stuff laid over them. This is behind this pocket here. There is a double tag. Behind here has some eucalyptus and paper. And then this is actually a see-through piece of vellum here on this tag. And that just tucks back behind this paper clip. And a couple places I've done some punching through the page as well, just some little leaf punches. Lots of little clustering, lots of sewing. Here is a vellum circle. And then here's a piece where I've tied on a little piece of branch, just a little piece of wood. Yeah, you can see it. And that window shows through to those flowers. Excuse me, guys. I'm going to take a sip. There we go. Better. Then we've got a big pocket over here with some collaging on top of one of those Graphics Fairy owl cards. Love owls. And then tags. We've got the same tags in this one, a little acorn stamp, and a little mini one. I believe that comes from my Naturalist kit as well. Here's some more frogs. Then this side tuck pocket here, I took some of the images of the larger animals out of that book, and I backed them with coffee stained paper. So here is the elk, and then I just collaged on the corners of them. So here's an elk. Then on the back of this page, I love that paper too. There's a little specimen envelope, and in it are my field notes cards. And those are mine as well. You can buy them separately, or they come with the Naturalist kit. And the flap just tucks behind this belly band. We've got a little vignette there. I did some stamping onto muslin, so that's what that is, mushroom stamps, more of that grungy collage. Lots of little vignettes. The acorn stamp, I love the acorn stamp. You guys, I love this one. This is the woodchuck, but look at his face. Does he not look completely unamused by being photographed? Like, if I could caption this, it would be like, bruh, just leave me alone. I'm trying to just do my life. Leave me alone, yo. Natural Geographic person, get out of my face. So anyway, every time I came to this one, I just laughed. He looks so unamused. I hope you see it too, because for me, that one is good. All right, here we've got another vellum pocket. This one's got an acorn stamped on. Some more of that Susan Taylor Brown lovely eco dye. All of the little clusters are layered up with multiple layers and sewn on and stuff. Leaf stamping. We've got another cluster with a bunch of sewing and some paper leaves and a tab up here. This little cluster has a mini little butterfly tag that goes in it. Here's another one of those tags with a twig tied on. Oops, yeah, I'm still good. Some mushrooms, dragonfly on this little half sheet, some more of Tracy's field labels. This leaf has a little mini tag tucked behind it. That's a Tracy Fox mini tag. This one is the moose. Whoops, what did I just do? Yeah, this one comes out because I glued that butterfly and it still goes in and out. You just have to be careful how you take it in and out. But this one is the moose. There we go. And then there's mushrooms clustered up under there and all that sort of stuff. Butterfly and some lace, some little insects. This pocket has some little botanical cards in it. There's some more leaf punching here and a leaf stamp, leaf punches. Then this one has this crinkled up painter's masking paper that I just kind of tore and sewed around, and that's the center of that signature. And then a little acorn stamp. Again, texture, it feels cool and it's crinkly, it's lovely. Some more stamps, not stamps, that's a stamp, those are punches. Oh my gosh, I'm filming too many flip throughs and now they're gonna stop making sense. Here's some mushrooms and a little tag. Then another big flip out here. It's got a little label down here, and this has got some mushrooms stamped onto muslin with some paper leaves behind it. And this is another page from that vintage forest book. Then here we've got a paper clip with just some sari silk on it, and we've got the black bear and just this lovely mountainous forested tag. And those are both backed with ledger paper, so you can write on the backs of them. We have lots of black bears around here. We are full up of black bears up here in northern Minnesota, almost Canada. Some more of that tree stenciling. Then we've got vine and grungy fabrics and labels, mushrooms. This has been sewn around. It's got a butterfly tab here. Another little cluster. And all the clusters, like I said, they're sewn and there's little strings everywhere, and I'm loving it. Some little bits of floral papers in here. In this butterfly pocket. Mushrooms. Leaves and collage. Leaf stamping. This is a little Wendy round pocket, but instead of putting a round tag in, I just put a fussy cut butterfly in there. So she gets to just kind of hang out. And there is a big vellum pocket back here with a journaling card in it. Then this is the center. So we're in the center of the book, and this is the third signature here. This tuck spot pocket has some a library card and one of my field records. Again, that comes, you can buy those separately, or it comes with my naturalist kit in my shop. Some more just grungy edging. more. This is what I'm talking about when I'm saying grungy edging. It's just layered up bits and pieces of stuff. Some of the paper leaves, some of the sari silks, the vine trims, you know. And I love all the fluff and stuff. Here's some more grungy edging. This one I did punches out of, and then I backed them so you could actually see the punches a little better. And here's another one of those cool chenille tabs. This one has a mushroom. Here is, oh, this from that same black and white book. There are some color images as well. So I ripped some of those out as well. So there's a mushroom one, and then there's some trees on the back, just forest. Then this one says Mammals and the Forest, and it's a big flip. So it's backed with ledger. You could write there and here, and you've got that lovely image. Then some mushrooms there. On the back side of that is one of Mrs. Cog's Alpine Flowers, like bookmarks or printable, and I've got one of my field records in there. And behind this, I have one of these lovely postcards that my friend Amy, hi Amy, sent me for my birthday. And then another one, this tuck spot is another one of those where there are the 3 tags inside. This is a Tracy Fox label. Then in the center here, we just have this lovely, it says every realm of nature is marvelous. That's Aristotle. And the dragonfly, I love this red color. And then these are just some collages. And this is part of an envelope that we're going to see on the next side. It just got coffee stained, all brittle, but it's glued down and it's lovely now. So here it is, the other side of it, and it's a big, huge flip. And it opens up with another one of those Graphics Fairy owl cards in it. And then it's got just a bunch of lovely collaging happening on the front there. More grungy edging. Oh, and this butterfly has been embossed, or glossy accents probably. Then in this big pocket, we have rabbits. Marsh rabbit. And a bunch of collaging and leaves and mushrooms and stuff. And then in this little half page, we've got some pockets with dragonfly and butterflies. Those are all Tracy Fox from various kits, and another one of the Alpine Flowers. And some, so when I'm punching out of pages, then I use those little punches and glue them on places too. Here's a little mini pocket with some little mini mushroom and flower tags in there. And then that's stamped muslin and cheesecloth and paper and vines and stitching and all the things. Here's the other half of that little small one. So there's another mushroom. Then here's another tab with a twig tied on. And then I take, you know, when I'm using burlap, you end up with all those little fray pieces. So sometimes I just glue some of them behind when I put a label on, just to add some texture and dimension. It's a good thing to do with all those little bits and pieces when you're using burlap that fall out, you know. A butterfly tag. Here's a little grungy canvas tag, grungy edging. Here's another big pocket over here with a couple of tags in. And then this little round one has a little tiny mini tag. And this is another thing that I do with those pieces that fall off. The longer pieces that pull off. So like this is a piece of burlap. So when those longer pieces pull off, then I'll save them and use them to put on little tags like this, because that's so cute. So that just slides in there. Another one of those date and time stamps. It says notes, some butterfly washi sticker. Then on the back of this signature, I've just got this crumpled up paper behind this pocket, and there are some little butterfly and, you know, tags and bits and pieces. Again, not going to take them all out for the sake of time. This one at the beginning of this last signature has a whole a vellum window, and behind that is this little tag that goes in there. And then this big pocket has a couple of the Alpine Flowers tags in it. Grungy edging. This one says the rotting log. and it opens up. More stamped muslin cluster up there. This is, oh, here's another way that I use the pieces of burlap that fall off. Sometimes I just tie a little knot in them and I put them on the fronts of things like that. Here is some lichens, tree, another one of my field notes, and that's behind this tuck spot here. We've got a mushroom. This field notes card here has some pages from those books, the vintage nature books. Some mushrooms. Those are from Tracy Fox's. These are from Tracy Fox's Fussy Cut mushrooms. This is a piece of stamped muslin that has flowers on it. Here's the big, last one of my big cabinet card pockets that I made, and this one has Eastern chipmunks. So he's going to go back with his little acorn back in there, and then it's got a bunch of just different stuff collaged on there. Sorry for my phone dinging. That's my husband. A bunch of leaves and grungy edging. Gosh, this is dragging on, so we'll keep going quick. You've got a couple of little tags behind this pocket here, and in this pocket, in the little mushroom pocket, a couple of butterflies, tags, and then in this tuck spot that it's on, we have a big slide, not a slide, yeah, slide. Specimen card. One of mine and then one of Mrs. Cogg's. So those are all tucked in there, and then they're tucked behind there as well. In the center, the history as told by tree rings. So how you can, you know, measure tree rings and see. This was in 1776, 1711, 1701. Really crazy, huh? To think that you can do that. Here is a lovely little fawn. And it flips out. There's some mushrooms behind there, and then there is a big pocket full of all kinds of goodies, random woodland stuff, and then a side pocket here with some more little tags and goodies, and that closes, and then some grungy edging and some mushrooms, and it says field notes. This lovely bird. Then in this tuck spot there is the gray fox, and that is a journal card on the back. The gray fox looks like he's agitated. Then back here is another one of those layered up tuck spots with some, there's a fox there. And then here are the 3 tags in the pocket, and in the front pocket here, there is this adorable little drawing book, and it comes, look at this, little pages. Adorable, right? So that goes in this little pocket right here, and that's some stamped muslin. Here we've got another twig tied on, and some mushroom, grungy collaging and edging. This little flap tuck spot here has a tag from my naturalist kit. And it's an Artsology envelope that flips open, and it's got some journaling cards in, which I'm not going to take out at the moment. This little tuck spot has a couple of little journaling cards. Sorry if I'm going fast. This is some lichens, because otherwise this video is going to be forever long. More collage in the corner, another stamped little muslin acorn. 2 big pockets here, and they have this little tag from Graphics Fairy, and then they have these pages that if you saw the swap, then you saw that I got these in Happy Mail, and I thought I'd include them in here. They're these lovely penguin, reindeer, platypus, mongoose animal cards. So those go in here, and then the other one is up in this pocket. So we've got those lovely animal cards up in there and pockets, and then there's a bunch of stitching and sewing and collaging on the fronts. Then in this little pocket here we've got the white-tailed deer. If you watched my videos recently, you would have heard of our white-tailed deer friend Rufus. Rufus is a little more scraggly than that, though. He's pretty fluffy. And then if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm sure I'll be talking about him in an upcoming video. Then we've got a little mushroom on this tuck spot, and then that is the last of that signature. So it's the end of the book. There's my maker's mark, some more Tim Holtz, more fabric reinforcement on the inside and the outside. So this thing should be nice and flexible for years to come. And that is that one. And so that one is called Woodland. Again, that's how you'll find it if you're looking in the Etsy listings. All of these books will be live the minute this video goes live. So if they are in my shop, or if you go there right now, if they are there, then they are there. And if they are not there, then that means they're sold, because I will be making them live the minute that I make the video live. So here are the 4 books. Again, in all their lovely nature glory. Oh, this one has 144 pages. I don't know if I said that one or not, but anyway. So we have Woodland, Field Diary, Birds and Leaves, and Nature. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. It's probably epic long at this point, but I appreciate you hanging out with me for a little while to look at these lovelies. I am now going to start on, I am so excited. I have a couple of Tracy Fox kits printed out over here. One of these is like a long time coming, something that I have been setting little bits and pieces aside for a long time. And I think I'm just going to finally do it because, well, anyway, I'm excited to do these next couple of Tracy Fox design team projects. So anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope that you're all doing well. I hope that you're having some time to be creative and be with the ones that you love. And I hope that you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, or middle of the night, whatever time it is, on whatever side of this fantastic globe of ours that you live on. And until I see you next time, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, take care, and God bless you. Bye, guys.